Okay, um, first of all, I got a really good night's rest last night. I feel really good today, which is something I'm not used to. Linda is in the house with Tigger, with him pestering her, and I think she's probably loving it to death. He's just such a precocious and precious child. She's making supper for everybody. Benjamin is at the school picking up all the kids, and I have to go get Brandon here in about an hour and a half. Well, hour and 45 minutes, whatever. Um, I've already been to the store this morning, afternoon actually. I got back about 30 minutes ago. And let me tell you something that offends me pretty much, but there's nothing I can do about it. When you factor in the tax on a gallon of milk, it's $5 a gallon. And Centers is a lot higher than Walmart, but if you got to spend the fuel to go to Walmart and then deal with all that garbage in there, I like the convenience of a local supermarket. And one thing I found we're getting in Sulphur, which is really cool, is a Dollar Tree store. It's got a big arch on the front, green and white. I didn't know that until Sissy showed up. Well, actually, I did know that. I called a friend of mine that owns a pawn shop in Sulphur and just asked what it was. I figured she'd know. Oh, it's a Dollar Tree. Linda and Aurora's favorite place to go shopping in the world is Dollar Tree. I got a feeling it's going to steal an awful lot of business from Walmart. But lots of new businesses hitting Murray County. The demographics they put these lines out, their tubes to count traffic, and even in the winter months when we don't have a lot of tourists, we have a high volume of traffic in Murray County, and we're a tiny county. We're the second smallest land-wise and now the third smallest population-wise in the state of Oklahoma, and got a ton of people come through here. So they're wising up. There's a McDonald's in Sulphur, and it was put in years ago, about 5 years ago. They put a small Walmart Supercenter on the corner, and they did a traffic count over there. It cost it used to cost $100,000 to get a McDonald's. I can't remember what that's called. I tell you, my brain's not functioning, even with sufficient sleep. Franchise. It used to cost $100,000 to buy a McDonald's franchise. Now it's $1.3 million. I think when they put that one in, it was $1 million, and you don't get that money back. You pay it, but McDonald's Corporation itself researches to see if it's viable or not. Well, I have means that I belong to the Oklahoma Municipal League because of some businesses I did have that I no longer have. But my one registered business, Go Shield Entertainment Group, is still a member. So I get in through the front door. I don't have to go in through the back door, and I check volume of sales on some of these businesses. The first year that McDonald's was established over there, they were open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In that first year, they grossed $6.5 million. Yeah, that was the first year. I have no idea what they're doing now. But corporations find out what they're doing, and they go at it. Dollar Tree has had problems down in Ardmore. They can't get people to work like they should. Let me explain something. In Murray County, especially Sulphur, has a huge meth addict problem. A bunch of meth addicts running around. And the thing that bothers me is a lot of people do not view someone with a bad drug habit as a human being. I do. I see someone that's tweaking, I immediately start praying for them. And that sounds crazy, me being a retired cop and all that, but I do. I immediately start praying for them. Nobody knows what that individual's been through in their personal life, and there's a lot of people quick to judge. But getting back on track of what I was saying, a lot of folks in Murray County, and a lot, especially in Ardmore, have a meth problem. This thing's messed up there. They arrested a gal from Ada here a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember her name. It was Sarah something. She has a small child, and she will lose that child. She was dealing large volumes of meth, and the sheriff's office got a warrant to get into her safety deposit box and her accounts, and they recovered $37,000 cash out of a safety deposit box. There is big money in being a meth dealer. There's also a lot of risk, and I don't advise anybody to go be a drug dealer. One of the things that happened was Breaking Bad, a TV show with Alan Cranston, and it basically glorified being a drug dealer, regardless of what anybody else says. I've never watched it, not one episode. I've seen the stats on it, and it was any publicity is good publicity. That's an axiom in marketing, and it's true. Even negative publicity is still publicity. Hold on. I'm finally hearing out of my left ear again, which is fantastic. I took the old Adventures with Linda and Tucklow YouTube channel and I revamped it. It's still got the original content, and I don't know if any of you have subscribed to it or not. There's only 6 subscribers, but it's now called Adventure Site. I think with no S, just Adventure Site. And I will hopefully be putting a video up on it. I've got, and it probably will be tomorrow afternoon. My son Brandon's already taken the video we shot, and he's put it on his channel on the Neshoba TV, but I'm going to do it and do a little bit different editing job on it with mine. And I've got a lot of stuff I need to do. But when I was headed, and what did I do with that stinking phone? There it is. When I was headed to the store a bit ago, is that got, no, it didn't. I don't know if you can see this or not, but there was a beer truck broke down on a, I won't say the name of the company, but you can read it on there. There's a beer truck broke down on the side of the road, and it's like, well, the next thing I expect to happen is a bunch of guys in lifted four-wheel drive pickups and coolers to pull over to offer to help him offload it. But when I came back from the store, it was gone, so evidently he got it running. I like cooking fish in beer batter and I like making beer bread, and I love the taste of beer. I just don't drink it anymore. I do drink O'Doul's. Personal reason for that is I don't like my faculties to be messed with at all. If I have alcohol in my system, that means I'm not thinking as clearly as I normally could, and in my old age, that's really a problem. The alcohol cooks out in beer batter, and it cooks out in beer bread. And I like beer cornbread too. You can take some baking powder, put it in the cornmeal and flour and a couple of eggs, and then you pour in a 12-ounce can of beer in there and stir it all up. You don't have to let it rise. You just go ahead and pop it in the oven at 350 degrees and wait about 45 minutes, and you got some of the best cornbread you ever put in your mouth. Like I said, the alcohol cooks out. I'm going to begin as soon as I start uploading this video. I'm going to begin working on getting the other one edited. I've got OpenShot video editing in this computer. The one reason I don't really want to use this one, but I'm going to, is it cannibalizes anything I'm using. So to use that, I have to take my defense system and shut it down. Then I have to do the edit, and then I can do the defense system back up and upload the video to my new old channel. I don't know where Tigger my grandson got the flashlight. I was coming out of the restroom in the house, and he was shining it all over the place, and Linda was laughing, and told her I had to go back to the office, and she was coughing. She has a new policy she instituted upon pain of death. She's the boss. We get to our bedroom by 9 o'clock, and she's in bed by 10. I play video games for her at night, and I did last night, and I got to bed much later. It's harder for me to get to the point I can sleep, that I can lay down and rest. But I get to a point I get hot, and she's got a fan on in there, and I was dripping sweat, so I undressed completely, and I got a black gambler's cowboy hat on my gun rack, and she wanted to see me fan myself, sitting there naked fanning myself with that hat one of these days. Well, it's the second time she missed it. That happened last night. Chris Kimball on me having, cooking hints. Well, I doubt if any of my siblings or mom on here know this about me. I don't think I've ever mentioned it. I have 4 certifications and 1 college degree from Cordon Bleu. I'll see if we can find them, and I'll let y'all see what I'm talking about, so I'm not just bragging on here. I am considered a gourmet chef. Here's the problem. Unless I have adequate facilities and a sous cook, I don't like cooking. And it's not something I enjoy, really. I enjoy eating, as you can tell by how fat I am, but I really do not enjoy food preparation. And I don't really like cooking. I'm real good at it. But guess what? Linda has become really good at it. That's why she's doing a roast in the house. But Cordon Bleu used to have a school in New Orleans back in the 60s. And it was only there for about a year. And the problem with it was that it went bankrupt. That particular college did. My grandfather, Virgil Lance, paid for me to go through, paid for my mother to go through, and 2 of my aunts to go through that school. 2 of the aunts that went through are still alive, and that would be my Aunt Dorothy and my Aunt Dixie. It was 3 aunts. Yeah, there were 4 of us initially. My Aunt Colleen died here a few years ago, like 2 years ago. But that was my cousin Lanny's mom. The reason he paid for me to go through that school, through that college, was to keep me out of trouble. I don't know if you can believe that or not, but I was a troubled youth in a lot of ways. When I moved from Chickasha, Oklahoma to Norman, Oklahoma at 1405 Farmington Avenue, I think it's Avenue, in Norman. That's where my dad and my mom that's watching this lived. My sister Randy and my brother Michael lived there. And I lived in a camper on the driveway, but also initially I had my own bedroom. But the thing that was neat about that experience, I don't know if anybody would believe this, but I'm going to just spit it out there. My family I had there calmed me down a lot. Dad was a calming influence. Mom, you were a calming influence. And Randy, you and Michael were a calming experience on me. And my other siblings were a calming experience. I didn't get to be around a lot when my siblings were growing up. I ended up moving back down here. Started out down here, moved to Chickasha, moved to Norman, went into the service, came out of the service, moved back down here, and then moved up to Norman for a while. I think we were there about 3 years altogether. And then moved back down here and been here since. You couldn't pry me out of southern Oklahoma with a stick of dynamite. I love it down here. But I have a penchant for remembering addresses. Like my grandparents in Hilton lived at 523 Gulf Street. My house that I lived in Chickasha was 635 Missouri Avenue, and I hated that place. It was a nice house. Just a lot of bad things happened while I lived in Chickasha. We lived there for 8.5 years. And I remember the addresses in Nocona, Texas, and Wichita Falls, Texas. And I remember all the addresses where my wife and I and my 4 sons lived in Norman and Noble and on Etowah Road out there. There's too many, moved around a lot. This last 30 years we've been stable, going on 35 years, living down here, lived in 2 places. Well, that's not true. We lived in 4 places altogether, but we lived in Daugherty, and then I bought 7 houses over in Sulphur. We lived in one on 10th Street, and then we lived in a bigger one in a different location, but they're houses I owned, and then we ended up moving back to Daugherty, and then from Daugherty we moved here. And I'm going to get an RV, fix it up, bumper pull RV, probably use my van to drag it around if we need to drag it somewhere, set it up with a permanent base here, and then find a place over in Ada that we can drag it to and park there. And if I get rich enough, I might buy 2 of them, leave one in each place. It's easier, and it's relatively easy for me to buy houses because I've successfully done that, and I've got a good credit rating, and but they want my business. The problem is I don't like going in debt. if you borrow money, sometimes it is really hard to get it paid back, and I've been there, and I'm not doing it again. And but the problem with buying a house on credit is, in these days and times, and there's one of Linda's chickens letting y'all know she laid an egg. One of the big problems is you've got those mortgage payments, and then you got property taxes, and then you've got, here in Murray County, we've also got not just land taxes, but the county auditor likes to tax you every year on your belongings in your house. They started that nonsense with me until I let them understand something. No. I told them, you know, you need to look up something. It's called Section 431 on the IRS website. And you can't look it up. It's strictly for government officials. How did I know about it? Because it applies to me. So they looked it up. And actually, kids, it applies to you too. They can charge you a one-time property tax on property you've bought, and then they can charge you annually after that, but it can never appreciate, and it's supposed to depreciate. Basically what it tells you is you don't own your property. But if you're Native American, and all of you are, you all have your CDIB cards, you're all members of the tribe, on Section 431 with on the IRS site, anybody that falls under the adjudication and responsibility of the Department of the Interior and Bureau of Indian Affairs, they cannot charge you taxes on your belongings. That's another one of those treaties that's been broken so many times. In the McGirt ruling here in Oklahoma, that solved a lot of problems for me, actually. It saved me a lot of money, but it solved problems for you too, because they cannot treat you like a third-class citizen anymore. And if you're watching this and you drive, get your CDIB card, get with the tribal headquarters in Durant, one way or the other, and get you a tribal tag, even if your car's new. Now, on the newer versions, I paid for Benjamin's tag on his pickup. He bought his newer pickup, and I paid out like $1,000 or $800 or something like that, and I only got $323 back, but still I got some back. But on the on the older vehicles like we drive here, if the vehicle's over 10 years old, they pay you every penny back on the tag you get for it. And it also, with those Native American license plates, it makes that cop scratch his head and wonder, well, can I stop them or not? And even though there are several cities that have cross-deputized with the Chickasaw Nation down here, and over in Choctaw Nation with the Choctaw Nation, the problem is if the person in that vehicle says this needs to go through tribal court, they have to comply. It's always good to know what your rights are. And that license right there is a tribal tag. If you don't have one, that's what it looks like. So go get you one. Well, I'm long-winded today, ain't I? Let me get a sip here. Oh. I need to get the fart gun, get it located, and shoot a video of Tigger shooting stuff. It's hilarious. He loves that thing so much. We've got two of them, but I don't know where the other one is. And it's got a dead battery. So I might go online here in a minute and see where I can get another one. Walmart down here doesn't sell them anymore. I'd have bought 2 or 3 more. They're a blast to play with. But anyway, that's pretty much the vlog for today. I've got to get it done and get it uploaded. Mom and John, I love you with my whole heart, and I hope you're doing well. So keep me informed as to how Mom's health is and what y'all are up to. To my brother Michael, love you with my whole heart. Keep me informed on how things are going with you. To my sister Randy, love you with my whole heart. Keep me informed on how things are going with you and what's going on in your life. To my buddy Chris Kimball in Florida, I love you with my whole heart. You're cantankerous just like me. I guess that's why we get along so well together. Kind of like why Monty Jones, M-O-N-T-Y, Jones and I get along so well together. We're both ornery and cantankerous. But Chris, I hope you're doing well. Keep me informed. I saw something on, Linda watches the Weather Channel like crazy. And she had a deal about tornadoes in Texas last night. There were injuries and I think a few deaths down around the Dallas area all the way up to Austin. Just twisters. There was even a video of a truck blowing over. But Chris, let me know you're safe, and I always appreciate your comments. To my buddy Monty, M-O-N-T-Y Jones in L-O-N-E Grove, America, I hope you're doing well. Stay safe. We're hitting tornado season real quick. To my friend Shelly Dion up in Illinois, I am still praying for your mother. I won't stop. And to my friend David Talaga, still praying for you, Bubba. I hope your life's going well. To my friend Jackie Brill Sands in Tennessee, hope you and yours are doing well. And there's some other people that watch these, and I love all of you, and God bless all of you, and I mean that. And also, like that sign right there says, be kind. Let's all try being kind to everybody we come across. Love you, God bless you, and bye.